Good day, Professor Walid. My name is Gustav Schmidt, student number 10114264. And this is my presentation for my transportation engineering project. So, in this design, sir, I upgraded an existing gravel road to a 4-lane divided surface road with a total length of 4.95 kilometers. The agenda for this report is the project overview and design standards, traffic volume analysis, horizontal and vertical alignment designs, pavement, pavement structure design, conceptual stormwater drainage design, earthworks and mass hall diagram, and lastly, my software workflow and conclusions. So for the project overview, as mentioned before, this is a 4-lane divided surfaced road with a total length of 4.95 kilometers. The chosen design speed is 60 kilometers per hour. The lane width is 3.7 meters. The surfaced width is 0.5. Surfaced shoulder width is 0.5 meters, and the median width is 1 meter. So for the design standards, I used TRH17, TRH4, UTG1 in the Sunrail drainage manual. The TRH17 and UTG1 basically go hand in hand, since this is for a rural area. So I used the TRH17 and UTG1 to check horizontal and vertical alignments, stopping sight distance, super elevation, and cross-section checks. The TRH4 I used to do my pavement design, and the Sunrail drainage manual I used to do my conceptual stormwater drainage. Looking first at current traffic, the annual annual daily traffic is chosen as 8,500 vehicles per day, using a K factor of 0.12 and a directional factor of 0.6. The distribution hourly volume is 1,020 vehicles per hour, which gives us a directional design hourly volume of 612 vehicles per day. With a lane capacity of 600 vehicles per hour, this requires just over one lane, so 2 lanes per direction are provided. For a 20-year design horizon, a growth rate of 2% per annum was applied. Future annual average daily traffic rises 12,631 vehicles per day, and the future directional design hourly volume came out to 910 vehicles per hour per direction, and this still requires only 2 lanes per direction, confirming that a 4-lane dual carriageway is adequate for the full design period. For the horizontal alignment, my radius is 200 and my deflection is 61. The chosen design speed, as mentioned before, is 60 kilometers per hour. The minimum radius, according to TRH17, is 110. However, we adopted the 200-meter radius. The tangent length, curve length, chord length, external distance, and mid-ordinate, as well as the super elevation, were all calculated. So for the super elevation development, we calculated the normal crossfall as 2.27% based on the lane width and the elevations provided from the drawings. The Fmax we got from TRH17, which can also be calculated using the formula from TRH17, and the adopted E value, super elevation value, was chosen as 4%, since our calculated super elevation came out to a negative value, which in this case just indicates that no super elevation is required. However, A super elevation of 4 to 6% is usually preferred, and we used a 4% super elevation for better driving experience. So the super elevation runoff length was calculated as 37 meters, 37.74 meters. The ground runoff length was calculated as 21.42 meters. The lane factor for 4-lane divided road on TR817 is between 1 and 1.5. In this case, we chose 1.5, and the relative slope factor in TR817 is 170. The stopping sight distance is calculated using the formula shown here. The brake force coefficient from TR817 is 0.32, and the calculated stopping sight distance was calculated at 85.93 meters. This is smaller than our curve length, so in this case, we use the formula for clearance distance provided as S squared over 8RIC. In this case, the required clearance came out to 4.75 meters, and adequate visibility around the curve is provided. So this table, sir, just shows my Excel sheet. So all the blue highlighted cells are the known values, and all other cells are the Excel formula values. So the left hand column just shows the perimeter, and the right hand column shows the formula used, the Excel formula used to calculate the values. For vertical alignment, we have a rolling terrain with a maximum gradient of 7% and a minimum K value of 16. However, our calculated K value came out to 27, and we have a curve length of 60 meters from our drawings. From the drawings as well, the beginning of curve and the end of the curve changes are provided, and we calculated the low point location at 17.4 meters from the beginning of the curve. The downhill stopping sight distance is 90 meters, and the uphill stopping sight distance is 82 meters. Then also, it is noted that our curve length is less than what TR817 recommends. However, this is justified by our K value and site constraints. So from the K value formula, which is K equals L over A, we just used L equals K over A and justified that the chosen length of 60 meters is adequate. For our pavement design, we used tier H4. We used a road category B. The road category B with 300 equivalent road axles per day, or rather 300 equivalent standard axles per day, which accumulates to 3.39 million E80s over 20 years and places the road therefore in the ES10 traffic class. So for the subgrade, I identified two areas or two sections with CBR values between 3 to 7 and 7 to 15, which is an SG3 and an SG2 category. After generating and comparing the available catalog options, I selected a granular base on a cemented subbase. The structure consists of 40 millimeters of asphalt surfacing, 150 millimeters of crushed stone base, and 200 millimeters of a cemented base. The combination of this was chosen based on the availability of the materials in this area. So for my conceptual stormwater drainage, I used continuous earth drains on both sides of the road, and these earth drains are of trapezoidal shape. I also used concrete culverts at all the low points. I identified 6 low points, and out of these 6 low points there are 2 major crossings at the drainages identified here. I also have 2-meter drains at these major crossings, and my pipe culverts are reinforced with size of 750 millimeters in diameter, and they also have reinforced head walls and wing walls with stone pitching at the outlets. This slide just shows once again the drainages of each of these areas identified. As seen, there are 2 major crossings and 4 minor crossings. At major crossings, there is more than 1 culvert used, and at the minor crossings, we only use one 750 millimeter reinforced concrete pipe. My mesh hole diagram is shown in this table. This table is also generated in my report. This table was generated from Civil 3D. Overall, these earthworks are reasonably balanced, which creates good opportunities for short-haul reuse of material and minimizes the need for long-distance hauling or external borrowing. So the slide just outlines my workflow. The entire geometric design was produced in Autodesk Civil 3D. The workflow consists of surface creation from point cloud, horizontal alignment, vertical design profile and corridor modeling, assembly definition, sample lines and cross sections at 120-meter intervals as identified from the project scope, volume calculation and mesh hole diagram, sheet production, which were plane views, profiles, and section views. So these 4 views illustrate the main software outputs. Professor can see that the 3-dimensional corridor model of the road, also a typical cross section showing the lanes. The green area identifies the section that needs to be cut, and it also shows my conceptual stormwater drain. Then the longitudinal profile with a vertical curve and also a road plane view, which also indicates the drainage structures. On this specific image, there is only one drainage structure shown, or rather an identified area where drainage structure should be inserted. The conclusion: a complete 4.95 kilometer 4-lane divided road design has been developed in accordance with the TRH17, TRH4, UTG1 and the Sunrail Drainage Manual. Both the horizontal and vertical alignments meet the geometric requirements for the 60 km/h design speed, with a noted discussion on vertical curve length. This specific pavement structure was also selected after evaluating the available alternatives for this ES10 traffic class. Conceptual drainage provides continuous side drains and 6 culvert crossings at actual chainages. Earthworks are reasonably balanced and supported by mesh hole diagram. Civil 3D or AutoCAD was used throughout for the alignment, corridor modeling, volume calculation, and drawing production, thereby demonstrating my GA5 competencies. This then brings me to the end of my report, sir. Thank you very much for your time and have a nice day.